Which brings us to FAFO season. And if anything has given me great gratitude over the course of the year, it has been that. From beginning to end, it has been consistent. Kind of like the people at Turning Point USA going from being anti-black to anti-brown and anti-Jewish. Consistency. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I'm Reese Waters, and this is Street Politics and my year-end gratitude list. First, I would like to say I'm extremely grateful for Al Green's cane. What's that? Because I'm in a new phase of life? Well, that's part of it, but also I don't think any item better exemplifies the strength of resistance than Al Green extending his cane at our current administration. Not to mention the fact that the ensuing censure vote showcased some of the worst amongst our ranks on the left, eventually leading to the hateful 8 Senate Democrats ending the government shutdown. But he had a lot of people who had his back, like Jasmine Crockett, right in his own state.
I don't like Elon Musk. Ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying.
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and talk shit about her, y'all gonna have a problem.
Melania, the first lady, a model. And when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, or Naomi Campbell.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
So honestly, my first thought was, if you had some lashes, you may still have your husband.
I also want to defend Melania real quick. Not everybody could marry Donald Trump, and I think that's quite an achievement. So I think she deserves credit for that. Nobody up here could have done it.
You sure right. I couldn't do it.
Y'all knew we was going to do jazzy. Y'all knew we was going to do jazzy. And you know what? The future is bright down there. And no, not just because they rejected the gerrymandered maps. How about my man James Tallarico putting them on notice?
The Democratic Party has forgotten how to fight. But this critical moment in our country's history demands fighters, not folders. Imagine a Democratic Party that takes on big money and isn't captured by it. Imagine a Democratic Party that listens to the people, not DC consultants. Imagine a Democratic Party that uses every tool in the toolbox and plays to the fullest extent of the rules.
But at the end of the day, y'all know I rep DC, but I also rep Maryland, Prince George's County to be exact. And nobody gave him the business more than my man, Jamie Raskin. He be talking spicy. No, don't be a customer service and Jamie Raskin come around.
Unbelievable that a lot of my friends on the other side of the aisle are sitting by idly while Donald Trump proposes by executive order to destroy Section 1 of the 14th Amendment, which establishes that everybody born in the United States is a citizen of the United States. And yet they just let that go. All of these originalists and textualists who claim to care about what the Constitution stands for, that was the whole purpose and meaning of the 14th Amendment, and now they want to destroy birthright citizenship.
What's that? Y'all want to take our governor? Y'all can't have him. No, y'all can't have him. We gave y'all Westmore. What more do y'all want from us?
Did you ever tell him he was the greatest president in your lifetime?
I know this is breaking news to everybody, but the president is not telling the truth. I never called him the greatest, and I just find it absolutely comical that that was his the way he remembered that conversation.
And at the end of the day, it was the state of Maryland that gave us the clip that will forever come to represent public perception of Trump 47. I ain't seen nobody booed like that since Showtime at the Apollo. I was waiting on Sandman. They should have got Sandman to escort him from his seat. That was the best thing to happen in that stadium since they eventually tear it down and take the team away. Shout out to my home state. But you know what? We could have predicted the reaction would be that way when you see millions of people take to the streets for no kings, 1 and 2.
Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
And yes, Trump, that's what a proper protest/parade looks like. I don't know what that was you had on your birthday. But you know what? I'm glad you did it, because without that, we wouldn't have had that squeaky tank. That squeaky tank was crying to his mama. Like, y'all got me out here. I could have been in battlefields, and you got me roaming independence to celebrate Trump's birthday. A man whose bone spurs prevented him from even using me. Like, I can see why. I can see why they were crying. What's that? Oh, everybody was quiet out of respect. It was out of respect that they didn't show up. Oh, like the generals, when the generals was looking at him crazy. Is that what that was? That was out of respect. Is that what that was? The only person I heard respond to Trump at the Pentagon was Pete Hegseth's wife, and she wasn't even supposed to be there. I don't know why she was talking.
Orders we give to the plans we discuss. There's a reason why our nation's most closely held secrets are contained in certain places with only access from certain people. Nobody takes that more seriously than me. Speaking of Pete Hegseth, I have to feel grateful that in almost a year of him being in office, I have not been invited to a single Pentagon signal chat. How about that?
The editor, Jeffrey Goldberg, comes out after. He's like, hey, morons, you guys included me on a signal group chat with sensitive classified information discussing the Houthis attack before it happened. Pete Hegseth's immediate reaction is like, no, that never happened. We didn't leak any classified information. No classified information in there. And Jeffrey Goldberg released all the text.
However, the same can't be said for the Young Republicans. I did get an invite to the Young Republicans chat. Yeah, they were talking filthy. I left immediately. Who said that everybody that votes no is going to the gas chamber. Here we got Joe Molino. Can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the aesthetic. And boom, they're dead. We get Alex Dwyer with a nice little 1488, which is shorthand for Heil. And Trump's too busy burning the Epstein files. Here we got William Hendricks, who is a lover of ends and not in the good way, who also like to say, would he like some watermelon and Kool-Aid with that? I'm grateful that somebody finally took Mike Johnson's phone. Very discreet here with a few kids, not trying to mess up my situation. Oh, and there we have a selfie. Did he say Grindr? Grindr? As in the same app that shut down during the RNC? Is that what that is? And ain't that the same app that shut down during the Charlie Kirk Memorial? Is that Grindr? That's it? Man, we got to get to the bottom of that. Well, you know, when I need to find some tea, I always go to AOC. Go to AOC's lives. Oh yeah, you gotta be grateful for that.
Here's some tea for you. MTG, people are like, oh my God, she's saying all of these things. Like, what's gotten into her lately? Oh, like she's bucking against Trump. She's bucking against the administration. Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted to run for Senate in Georgia. She wanted to run for Senate earlier this year in the state of Georgia. She wanted to be the Republican nominee for Senate. So she was gearing up for that statewide race, and Trump told her no.
But that's not to say she won't bring the tea to the House floor.
There is nothing consistent with the Republican Party's continued attack except for the racism and incitement of violence against women of color in this body.
I got a question. Could we ask AOC who Bubba is? Yeah, we really need to get to the bottom of Bubba. I'm going to drain the swamp. Okay, now I got it, because this whole thing has been very draining on Clinton. I'm sure this whole thing no, that's not it. Bizarre Epstein files reference to Trump, Putin, and with Bubba draws scrutiny in Congress. I'm grateful that against all odds, somehow, to this point in 2025, no cats or dogs have been eaten in Springfield, Ohio. Ohio, y'all were wrong for that. Y'all were wrong for throwing them under the bus like that. That's why your trophy got broken. That's why your trophy got broken. Ohio. No, we was all laughing.
While the national champion Ohio State University football team met with President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance at the White House on Monday, Vance fumbled the base of the team's championship trophy, which fell apart into two pieces when he lifted it.
But things did get better for Ohio, with Lincoln Heights leading the way. Yeah, those Yahtzees showed up. They were about that action.
Flags, some armed with rifles. Eric Ruffin took this video of a group of apparent Nazis in Lincoln Heights, where he says they called him the N-word.
Officially letting you know there is racism in America. This is absolutely ridiculous that I got to deal with this.
Other videos show counter-protesters breaking through a police line to confront them. The group that eventually grew to more than 100 took a emblazoned flag and set it aflame.
And they continued with J.D. Vance's brother Corey Bowman taking an L to AFTAB in the Cincinnati mayor's race. I'm grateful to whoever sent Waiting to Exhale and Diary of a Mad Black Woman to Usha Vance.
On November 19th, she stood at Camp Lejeune beside First Lady Melania Trump. The cameras zoomed in. Her left hand was bare, no wedding ring. And within minutes, the pictures spread across social media. Speculation erupted. Whispers of marital strain resurfaced. Memes about J.D. Vance sleeping on the couch filled timelines.
You think J.D. Vance sleeping on the couch? Or would that be considered entrapment? I guess the question is, whose couch is he sleeping on?
I'm walking over, he's walking over, I'm starting to cry. He says, he's so proud of you. And I say, God bless you. And I touch the back of his head. Anyone who I've hugged that I have touched the back of your head when I hug you, I always say, God bless you. That's just me. If you want to take that out of context, go right ahead. Again, that to me shows that you need a hug more than anyone else. So if anyone...
They were acting like you touched the back of his ass.
I feel like I wouldn't get as much hate if I did that versus...
Oh, he on the White House couch? Those be fluffy. Yeah, they could completely disappear Marco Rubio during a cabinet meeting. Speaking of scoring women, I'm happy that Elon Musk finally found himself a good home.
I'm selling it because I need to make up for the 60% cut that Elon made to our son's child support.
Why do you think that he did that?
That's a great question for him.
Hey, that's not the right clip. No, that was his newest baby mama, the influencer, destroying the Tesla. Yeah, with the whole apartment, I think it was $40,000 a month, something like that. That's not what that. I think what you want is Katie Miller.
Did you hear about Stephen Miller's wife, Katie Miller? Stephen Miller is the author, or one of the authors of Project 2025, and his wife, Katie Miller, is an equal piece of trash. But she works for the White House, and apparently she decided to leave her White House post to go work in the private sector with someone else who just announced that they're leaving government. Who just announced they're leaving the government? Oh, Elon Musk.
But I guess like most things, Elon Musk, that didn't work out now, did it? No. Yeah. She left like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
because my self-worth is not defined by a man, but instead by God, who created everything in existence. I'll be resigning from office, with my last day being January 5th, 2026.
Somebody send that clip to Lisa Murkowski. Yeah, no, because teach her how to use her voice. Well, as long as she gonna sit there and be quiet and get ran over, she gonna be exposed. Because we all can see her now.
I'm oftentimes very anxious myself about using my voice because retaliation is real.
Hey, Lisa Murkowski, this is how you use your voice.
According to a police report, officers were told she would arrive in a white car, but instead she showed up late and in a different colored car. The report says Mace was very irritated and called the TSA agents, quote, incompetent.
Oh yeah, that's one more. I'm grateful for Nancy Mace security. You gotta feel grateful for Nancy Mace security, as well as those TSA agents that day. Solid job. Y'all are doing the people's work, because you never can be too safe with Scott Bessent out here. Are you talking to the president about me? F you, Basento Pulte. I'm gonna punch you in your effing face.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth!
If you think he won't, ask Elon Musk swaying off the dog food in the Oval Office. If you think he won't.
Well, it's a very sad case. It's a case we win. We can't lose that case because we have the right to make grants. We're not going to make any grants like that. But I don't think Harvard's been acting very nicely. I think Columbia wants to get to the bottom of the problem. They've acted very well.
Speaking of food, I want to say how grateful I am that Arby's survived the great assault of Laura Loomer. And apparently also Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because I know she likes to eat at Arby's. And she likes to put it in her pants. You know that? Yeah. She puts Arby's in her pants. Yeah, she does. Okay, if I asked Marjorie Taylor Greene, she would tell you that she puts Arby's in her pants. It's my best belief she would tell you that, yes. I'm grateful that in 2025, you can still throw a tight spiral with a Subway footlong. And I'm grateful that Byron Donalds finally found his Uncle Herschel.
Okay. Just let Cracker Barrel be Cracker Barrel. Bring back Uncle Herschel.
I got a question. You had Elon Musk on there. What's going to happen with the white South Africans? Do they have to disappear as well? Well, their only purpose was to show MAGA just how empty all of their convictions are. Mass deportation, huh? Yeah, the white supremacy allegations are doing just fine. But I don't know. They might have to pack the white South Africans up with Doge.
For all intents and purposes, Doge is done. The Department of Government Efficiency as an actual entity within the federal government is no more. That's according to the government's top HR official, who confirmed over the weekend that 8 months ahead of the date it was supposed to wrap up under the executive order that created it, Doge is over.
Which brings us to FAFO season. And if anything has given me great gratitude over the course of the year, it has been that. From beginning to end, it has been consistent. Kind of like the people at Turning Point USA going from being anti-black to anti-brown and anti-Jewish. Consistency.
Jesus Christ is God, and there is no other God. He is part of the Holy Trinity, and any other God is a demon, and it's false. How can you represent the constituents of Ohio who are 64% Christian if you are not a part of that faith?
And by the way, Turning Point, I want to thank you for sponsoring the Let 'em Fight banquet this year. Let 'em fight. Let 'em get it out their system. Ain't that right, Erica Kirk, who has exploded the Israel First versus America First divide since she's led the organization. But Erica Kirk, don't think that just because you cast out the Israel First wing of the conservative party that the America First rock with you. Apparently there's division on division.
It's like, lady, didn't your husband just get his face blown off like 2 seconds ago? And not to be insensitive about it, but everyone's thinking it. No one wants to be the asshole. No one wants to say it. Everyone's thinking it. Everyone was thinking it when she gave the first speech. Everyone was definitely thinking it at the memorial. Nobody wants to say it because it's inappropriate. It's insensitive. I am the troll, right? So I'll be the one to say it. I think it's super inappropriate. I think it's inappropriate. I think it's weird.
But ultimately, no FAFO really tasted as sweet as that of Black MAGA.
And by the way, you are a token. Hey, Jason, you're a token. You are in conservative media as a black guy that can confer upon white people the dignity of not being called a racist for having their views. That's why you get paid. And that's why I don't, because I didn't have the privilege of being born black. I was born white, so there's a limit on what I can say.
Isn't that right, Candace Owens? Now, Candace, that isn't to say that you didn't make friends. You made friends all across the globe, all the way from Australia to New Zealand to France.
You were born a man and you will die a man. That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood. Figure it out real quick, however you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine. For whatever reason, to phone, by the way, like I said, we'll get to the bottom of it, right? That is what Discovery is for. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. You're probably hoping, this will go away and at least we'll say we sued her. We'll say we went after her. She'll probably file for this to get dismissed. I'd like to make it to Discovery. I think that we owe that to the world.
Well, Candace, I'll tell you like I told Officer Tatum. I hope it was worth it. And I mean that literally. You better be getting paid.
The downfall that you've had recently because of Israel and your stance on it, it's not like it's not just a stance, okay? You can have a stance on everything, right? You can have your stance on whatever the hell you want. It does not matter. It is your opinion and move on. But it's not just a stance that you've had. It is a full-blown out defense on various different podcasts and interviews, and especially X is a huge defense of Israel.
Black MAGA FAFO was so sweet. New people we didn't even know was finding. Hey, I'm speaking.
I am speaking.
Well, you know what, Winsome Sears? Things didn't work out in Virginia, but there's always room at the next Jubilee debate.
I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn the persecution of the Jews.
I think that there was a little bit of persecution and
We
stuff
may
like
have
that,
to
which is
rename
bad.
this show
but-
because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you can say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that's right. They give you freedom. They give you lots of freedom there. Or, of course, naturally, you could also apply for a job at Target. I hear they're literally looking to do anything to try and endear themselves to the black community.
Target done fuck around and found out. You done fuck around and found out. Say 680 mil in losses. That's crazy. Just go ahead and bankrupt the place. The Target. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think y'all gonna shake back.
Well, you know, Black MAGA, when I'm down and depressed, what I do is I listen to music. Maybe throw on something like Kendrick Lamar. His halftime performance was fire. That's definitely something that I'm grateful for.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
And it was much sweeter in the midst of a Chiefs loss. I couldn't imagine how well I would have enjoyed that, knowing that Harrison Butker and Josh Hawley were feeling good about themselves on the back end. And I'm also very excited about this year because Bad Bunny really stood on business, didn't he? If it wasn't for Bad Bunny, we wouldn't have had that Turning Point USA halftime show for us all to mock and laugh at. So you gotta feel grateful for that. As well as inauguration, because if it wasn't for inauguration, we wouldn't have known about Snoop and Nelly. Also, this administration gave us 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj. Come on down to FAFO season. Excuse me. You could probably use some music underneath this video. Will go well. You know, I nominate I Will Vote. Can you do I Will Vote? Oh, they don't sing I Will Vote no more? Come on, man. Man, you can't play nothing.
I will vote for Donald Trump. Even though he keep deporting y'all. I will vote for Donald Trump. He been snatching all y'all kids from y'all. I will vote for Donald Trump. He got white people kidnapping y'all.
But at the end of the day, I'm grateful for all the people that have stood up in the face of tremendous adversity and spoken truth to power. All the people that I mentioned so far, as well as the Chris Murphys and the Eric Swalwells and the Mark Kellys, and even some people on the other side of the aisle, like Thomas Massey. Oh, we gotta feel grateful about that Epstein vote now, don't we?
And if you see our memo on Epstein, you will see, our memo on Epstein clearly points out that there was no client list, our July 6th memo.
Stop the cap.
I'm grateful for Gavin Newsom trolling Trump.
Donald Trump does not believe in fair and free elections. Period and full stop. This is not complicated, and it's self-evident to anyone paying attention. You start to stack up all of these actions that continue to this moment and will continue in moments to come.
And I'm grateful for Zohran Mamdani embarrassing Trump.
So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up. We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants.
I'm grateful for Chinese social media.
China has been absolutely skewering the U.S. over the last day, making fun of us over our embarrassing, pathetic tariff war that Trump started. And what's so amazing about it is that Trump just paused it and then declared victory. And now all of his propagandists are out on Twitter going, no, see, this is victory, art of the deal, art of the deal. This is actually what's happening, okay? This is literally what's happening. And yes, in unison, on cue, all the MAGA propagandists and all the lawmakers are coming out going, no, see, art of the deal, art of the deal.
I'm grateful Canada never turned our lights off.
If they want to try to annihilate Ontario, I will do everything, including cut off their energy, with a smile on my face.
I'm grateful for South Park.
A dictator from the Middle East? Hey, relax, guy. I'm just your average Joe. Take a rest.
And I'm grateful for the people who not only stood up in the face of this takeover of our government, but did so joyfully. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about the dancing frogs in Portland. That was smart. That was genius because you can't arrest an animal. Huh? They arrested a giraffe. They know how that's going to look, right? But above all, I'm grateful for you, all of the people that have joined and built and helped grow this community that has changed and transformed my life. Specifically, all the people whose work went into getting us to this point. I'm talking about our researcher, Regina, our head moderator, Miss Ray, our editors, Boz, Denzel, and David, as well as all the other people who donate all of their time and energy into helping the premieres. All the people that have bought memberships for other people. Everybody that's helped share a link. Everybody that's clicked like. All of you guys have helped get us to this point. And to that, I say thank you. There's a lot more to come. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. It's Thanksgiving time, so you know what that means.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram,
Tomatoes, turkeys. It's going to be a little bit less this year, probably. You know, Trump 47. So it's going to be a diet Thanksgiving. But it also means I'll be doing my Thanksgiving video showcasing all the things that we have to be grateful for. And I would love your participation. So check out the community tab and give me your suggestions. It could be anything you're thankful for. I'm thankful they finally will release the Epstein files. I'm thankful Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend got to sleep with one eye open. I'm thankful that no matter how much negative feedback she gets, Laura Trump just keeps singing.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
And of course, I'm thankful to all of you. So many of you guys have hit me up at admin@reeswaters.com, including my man TP all the way from Germany. Shout out to all my German Americans out there. Let's see, we got, Bruce Willis was born in West Germany.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Sandra Bullock, whose mother was a German opera singer, and Michael Fassbender. We won't talk about where my mind goes with Michael Fassbender. Ain't no Dominique Wilkins? They're not going to talk about Neek, the human highlight film? Oh, he was born in Paris. He should get credit for that. Some of that Jerry curl dripped in Germany. I know it did. TP writes, Miss Ray, good morning. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I most certainly did. Bama won, and after nearly a year, I finally got some merch. I got a beanie hat, a Who Raised Y'all coffee mug, and an I'm Troubled t-shirt. I'm providing a photo of all the items, and the beanie really keeps your head warm. I would also say the Who Raised Y'all mug also keeps your head warm because I only break it out when I'm hot. You know, when I'm mad at people, I'm hot. I showcase it and make sure that it's facing whose parenting I'm questioning. But shout out to TP for submitting those and for being such an integral part of this community. Be on the lookout for our Black Friday sale and make sure you order by December 10th in order to get your items by Christmas. Now, a lot of you guys have also talked about the fact that the items aren't on the YouTube page anymore. And believe me, a book will be written all about what we've had to deal with on the back end trying to get those things showcased. But they're still available over at thepeoplesgetup.com. Again, that is thepeoplesgetup.com as well as reeswaters.com. And while you're at it, be sure to send me your merch pics to admin@reeswaters.com. And while you're at it, I could use a good plug for vests. Now in my fourth decade, I feel the sudden need for vests. I could also get a good Stetson hat and probably this time next year, a cane. That's how I see Thanksgiving 2026. Oh, I'm going to be strutting come election next year.
Down from the bar, there's a platform space.